Welcome to the Strengthen Leadership Podcast. My name is Chris Jones. I'm the pastor of Hope Community Church, and I just want to talk to you for a few minutes today about preparing to go into big or difficult things with your team. And we're going to model this off of Jesus going into the Passion Week. And you saw an intensity rise up in him leading up to that. And the way he dealt with his disciples and what he told them and how he encouraged them. So a couple things, three things actually, that I believe are important when we're getting ready to lead our team into a difficult or something different. And these three things are this: encourage them, equip them, and prepare them. And so you say, oh, those make sense and they seem easy, but remember, Jesus was the one walking to the cross, not the disciples. Their lives would be transformed, but Jesus had to prepare them on his way to dying. And that's a big thing. So as leaders, oftentimes it's not just the team that's going into a difficult season, it's the leader going into the difficult season. And so on top of dealing with that in our minds, we've got to be able to prepare the people around us for that, for the impact it's going to have on them. So encourage, I like to think about encouragement as letting the team know that I'm going to be with them. And Jesus would do this over and over again. Hey, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to be with you. And so when you're encouraging your team going into a difficult season, they have to know that you're going to be accessible, that you're going to be there, that you're going to, that you're going to walk them into this season and you'll be available to them. So that's a big deal, that they can count on your support, that they can count on your influence, that they can count on your resources, all those things. We're not simply assigning tasks. We're not simply going into a season going, hey, I'm getting ready to give you a ton more work, but it's about, I'm going to be with you through this process and you don't have to fear. So that's a big thing. Equip your team to do the work. So Jesus would ultimately ascend into heaven. We know this. He would die on the cross. He would rise on the third day. Over the period of about 40 days, he would reveal himself to people, and then he would ascend into heaven. But he was already preparing the disciples for what ministry would look like after he ascended. And it looked like this. In Matthew, chapter 10, he sends out the 12 to do ministry. He equips them, he empowers them, he gives them the right context, he tells them what it's going to be like, he tells them that they'll be persecuted, the whole 9 yards. He didn't hold anything back. He says, you have the ability to raise the dead, cast out demons, heal the sick, put your peace on households. You have the ability to do all this. And in this context, you also will be persecuted. And so he's equipping them while he's there. He's saying, hey, listen, I'm going to equip you. I'm going to give you all the things you need so that when you go out, you'll know that the resources came from me and the training came from me, the power came from me. And so what happens is, fast forward to his ascension, the disciples have already worked this out. They've already performed. They've already went out and done ministry without him physically being right beside them. So we have to equip people. We have to give them the tools they need. We have to train them and teach them how to do the work we're asking them to do. And then the last thing, prepare them. Give them the whole story. Don't leave anything out. You need to give them the highs and the lows. Hey, this is going to be difficult, but I believe in you, and this is what we're going to accomplish, and this is what we can accomplish, and this is how great it could turn out. But don't leave the difficult part out of it. Don't leave, if it's extra hours, don't leave that out. Don't sugarcoat it. Let them know what the requirement is to do this. And Jesus did that all the way up to the cross. When he's walking from Jericho into Jerusalem, he stops the disciples and says, hey, listen, this is not going to be pretty. I am going to die. They're going to brutalize me. I'm going to die. And on the third day, I'm going to rise again. And they couldn't fathom at that time what that meant, but he was still saying, hey, listen, I need to prepare you for this. This is not going to be the easiest thing you've ever done by far, but I'm going to be with you. You're going to have the power to do this. You're going to have the ability to do this. And so those three things on every team, leading them into a difficult thing, make sure you encourage them, make sure you equip them, make sure you prepare them, give them the whole story. and then you can walk into it together and be successful. So thanks for tuning in to the Strength and Leadership Podcast, and we'll see you back here next time.